Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 2 with the UR Ghostfire deck. I think that this is keepable. We have action with the Hangarback Walker or the Horribly Awry. And both of our mana sources. So we're also on the play, so we can basically just Hangarback for 1 here. And I will do that. Gives me more options. And pass the turn. Evolving Wild Spaces tells me he's not going to have a creature. And now we can keep up the counter. Did not draw into our other land here. That's disappointing because we'd like to have both Hangarback Walker and mana up for the Horribly Awry. If it's a Mantis right here, I have to counter it. It's a tutelage. So it's a Sphinx's tutelage deck. And would have been nice if I had a land because we could have Spell Shriveled it. But it is what it is. And now we get a land. So I think it's just going to be attacking in with the Hangarback for 2. And we'll Spell Shrivel whatever he tries to do this turn. But this isn't looking good for us. We need to Spell Shrivel and then get a Whirler Rogue. He's running Evolving Wilds over. I wonder if this is a budget list for Sphinx's tutelage. And he does not have a play, so that was kind of a waste of a turn on my part. This is a land, wrong type of land. At 5 he starts to get into the still think we attack in. 5 he gets into the artifact that doubles his. Oh, just a Revealing Wind. Yeah, I could care less about. He just absorbed 2 damage, so that ends up being a good trade. We honor a clock from the Sphinx's tutelage. Doesn't have another card, so here I don't think we Hangarback for 2. We'll attack in first, see what happens. I think we actually do Hangarback for 2. But this is an incredibly slow hand. It's actually not a favorable matchup for us. I think we just have to keep up every counterspell imaginable for Sphinx's tutelage, but that's a whopping 1 negate. So that's all we have for Sphinx's tutelage. And I guess a 1 of Spell Shrivel. But here I do believe we go Hangarback. Because this way if he goes like Radiant Flames, we'll have a ton of Hangarback tokens. And we can just keep trying to pressure him. So it's just more of a Turbo Fog Sphinx's tutelage. So we actually have more time. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to happen, the Radiant Flames. And now we still have 4 power on board. Which is going to have to get some fog effects out. I still want to just keep hitting lands. But we haven't hit lands for a while. And do I need to Spell Shrivel? I think I do. Keep up Spell Shrivel. Because I think that another Radiant Flames is coming. But I think we have to get this guy out. So far, not a treasure cruise. Here's the treasure cruise. And find him a fog effect, I'm sure. So here I'd love to draw another land. That way we can get the Ruination Guide and keep up the Spell Shrivel. He's going to use a fog effect right now. Which, yeah, we still do. Right? I think I still do just cast the Ruination Guide. Or a Whirler Rogue. We have Wild Slashes we can put in the sideboard too that shut down these type of effects. I think it's Whirler Rogue. And hope he doesn't have the Radiant Flames. Which he most likely should. Just Jeskai Ascendancy. He's going to mill him more. Magmatic Insight. Which he's going to try to go off. We might just be able to kill him here, though. We have to draw into a land. Absolutely have to. Next turn. But the Jeskai Ascendancy allows him to get an extra card in his graveyard and for the Sphinx's Tutelage, which can really lead to... I can easily get milled out here by a ton of Treasure Cruises. But he discards a Treasure Cruise. That's... I don't think that was the right move. Unless he just overload with Treasure Cruises. He does have to keep up one fog effect. And here I'm going to... Spell Shrivel it. And just hope I draw into a land. Because that's only 15 damage. I'd hate to lose just barely. But if we do draw this land, he milled a touch in a land. Oh, that is beautiful. So we draw the land, and that is game. Alrighty, so we'll go on to the sideboard. Oh, what is good here? Just the negate. Touches can at least do damage. Disdainful Stroke can hit Treasure Cruises. I guess that's better than nothing. The Horribly Awry are terrible. Exquisite Firecraft can still do damage to his face. The Wild Slash is fine. Ghostfire Blade puts aggression on plenty of cards. He's running... Its creature removal, though, is cards like the Skyspawner is weak against. The Pia and Kiran Nalaar is also another way we can get through some damage. But I do think I just want to run a touch in here just because it's 3 damage to the face. You never know when we need that. But it's... We want the Herald of Kozilek, absolutely. The Blight Herder is great. The Hangarback Walkers are great. I still think that we want the burn, don't we? Maybe we don't want the touches. And then Disdainful Strokes can at least counter a Treasure Cruise, but that's the only thing it can counter. But Treasure Cruise, I think, is pretty much a necessary thing in his deck. Do we see anything else that was converted mana cost 4 or greater? I don't think we did. I'll just bring in... Yeah, but I think it's just better than Touch. And Thopter Spy Network is never going to get any value. and we'll submit this. It's a great hand with at least the Spell Shrivel. Double Ghostfire Blade makes anything that stays out a threat, plus our token is going to be able to survive a Radiant Flames. We're not going to be able to Spell Shrivel the Sphinx's Tutelage. This looks like it's going to be a Jace or a Tormenting Voice. Tormenting Voice, if he's paid for it already. And he discards the archive, so he's probably looking for more lands. Wild Slash is beautiful later on. I think that, yeah, there's no point for the not putting something into play tap, so we'll put another Ghostfire. We do need to find one more land for the Whirler Rogue. Ooh, now we can counter Sphinx's Tutelage next turn, though. See if that's what he decides to do. I actually don't care about Jeskai Ascendancy. Go to blue source. Unfortunately, we still can't cast anything. I'll counter Sphinx's Tutelage. But I think that's all I counter. Because we have to prevent the damage. And if he just wants to play, he's so worried about a counterspell, we definitely put out the Whirler Rogue here. So Radiant Flames will be very tough for us to deal with. I think that's what he should just do while he's got the option. But he might just be like, hey, I can resolve a Sphinx's Tutelage. This is my opening, and resolve the Sphinx's Tutelage. Worst case scenario is he drops down a land and Sphinx's Tutelage. Because he didn't play land this turn, right? I think this is 6th turn. Okay. Unfortunately, that happens. And he's going to try to find a land, I'm sure. No, he does not have a land, so we can still Spell Shrivel. But, yeah, we need to... Land goes is the right play for us. We can still counter a Treasure Cruise. And he still doesn't have his Sphinx's Tutelage. And he's going through quite a bit of his own deck. I'd love to see a Treasure Cruise here. And there's the Sphinx's Tutelage. And he does have the Dispel. And deciding not to use his Ascendancy. Finally get another. I think we do just run out the Blight Herder. even though there's nothing to process. Because this allows us to at least start getting some damage in. Finds my Negate. That's not what I want to see. And a Treasure Cruise will be huge here if he has it. But I still think Blight Herder is the right play. Another tutelage. Which means I'm going to get milled very quickly. But at this point, he's got to start using his fogs. We'll slash him. Might as well. And he's got the other Dispel. Okay, well. Now I can just start drawing, discarding with the Jeskai Ascendancy. We're already down to 36. But he's not choosing to draw, discard now. Which I think... So he just must... Okay, he did get rid of a Winds. But he's out of cards, so we just have to worry about Treasure Cruise. He can activate Sphinx's Tutelage to draw a card. We have the Disdainful Stroke up. He's gone through 2 Dispels. Tormenting Voice, there's nothing I can do against. May just get milled out here. Still haven't seen any Treasure Cruises. Already down to 16 cards. And here's the Treasure Cruise, which does get countered. Still can make me draw and discard. Or make himself draw and discard. Which he wants to keep his last card in his hand. So, we'll attack in, or attempt to attack in. And see if it's another. Down to a 12. Exquisite Firecraft is actually the same as casting a Blight Herder. So we go Exquisite Firecraft and Hangarback Walker, which might be a little more. I'd love to put the uncounterable effect here. Because Blight Herder, another Blight Herder is just overkill. But I want to make him think. Like, Whirler Rogue is actually another 4. I think it's actually Whirler Rogue here. And then that can, if he's got a Radiant Flames, he'll have to cast it. So now we survive a Radiant Flames. Down to a 7, though. He can just have any draw spell. hope it's a Radiant Flames. No, Magnetic Insight, that should mill me. Because that's 6. That's 6 cards. That's 8. Yeah. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. Still, Touch of the Void still seem weak. Eldrazi Skyspawner still seems weak. It's just these Disdainful Strokes are actually quite weak, though. They only counter a Treasure Cruise. There's just nothing else, really. I guess just the Eldrazi Skyspawners are better to at least make him... put some pressure on him. We'll submit this. Yes, we like to play first. We need an aggressive hand. I'm going to keep it for the Hangarback Walker. This makes him... This is an aggressive hand. Definitely is. And we'll Hangarback for 2, and then Vile Aggregate for 3, and then Whirler Rogue for 4, depending on what we draw. We have to put pressure. Did not like to see... the land, the 5th land... I'd actually like to draw another Hangarback here. Alright, so it's just going to be the Vile. Which is a 2/5, and we'll go ahead and attack in with the Hangarback. I'm not quite certain I want to go Whirler Rogue. Ugh. Because he can go Radiant Flames and just wipe my board. I think we'll just attack in with the... and make him play around Spell Shrivel. He knows I have one. See what we ingest. Something good. Lumbering Falls is not something good. So I don't think he wants to... He'll just like throw out a Jeskai Ascendancy here, rather than a Sphinx's Tutelage. And I'll still put a counter on my Hangarback. Or just nothing. So you gotta think he's got a Radiant. There's a Wild Slash that's still beautiful. I think we just stick with our plan. Make him think we have. More than we do. Get one of his fog effects, which is nice. And I'm not gonna fall victim to a Radiant. I'd rather just put a counter on the Hangarback and just keep doing what I'm doing. Well, there's that. This does allow us to get in for quite a bit of damage here on this turn, which might be enough. Blight Herder, we can actually cast the Blight Herder and get a bunch of Eldrazi. I think that's actually better than the Whirler Rogue. Yeah, because it leaves back... This does give him more ammo for Treasure Cruise. But we're attacking him for 9 here. And have the Wild Slash. And we ingest a Magmatic Insight, which is fine. And see if he goes... I don't know if there's anything to do this turn. He has to have like a Dispel and a Fog Effect. And he does have the Dispel. Okay. I didn't see any, like, big board wipe cards. Because if he wipes my board, we don't have lethal quite yet. So it's going to be the other Vile Aggregate. And we'll pass. We need to get a little bit land flooded here. Need to draw into more of our wild slashes. Those Dispels. Because the Radiant Flames does nothing here. So he has a lot of dead cards he could draw into. He could have double Radiant Flames. So Tormenting Voice. Gets an Exquisite Firecraft, which is not something I wanted to see go to the bin. Because that takes away our runner Exquisites. And there's another Fog effect. I'm not taking my Hangarback because I might as well just pump it up. See if he has another Sphinx's Tutelage. Or Jeskai Ascendancy. There's a Jeskai Ascendancy. 3 cards left. It's going to help him get rid of... he's got the Treasure Cruise and there's nothing I can do about it. And that will find him more Fog effects. And this is a very quick mill. Disdainful and another Wild Slash go to the bin. 2 more Wild Slashes left. And he just decides not even to loot, or did he loot? Not a card I want to see. The Kozileks are just useless. And here's the other Fog effect, which can loot and mill. And 29 is actually not a very safe place to be. Keeping up the mana for the Dispel. Guess I should have kept in Disdainful Strokes. I don't think so. I think this is the only way that we could win this. So if he has Stringing Treasure Cruises, I think I just lose here. All right, see if he has double. Radiant Flames. Just using that as a value card to try to loot. So he still has another Fog effect in his hand. And how many Wild Slashes are we down to? Another Exquisite Firecraft to the bin, so we have one more. So there's the Encircling Fissure. Got to think a Dispel is still in his hand. Finds another land. We'll cast a Ghostfire Blade and put it on a... This way I can survive a double. And see if there's any way out of this. Nope, finds the other Wild Slash. One more in the deck in our 18. But chaining some Treasure Cruises here just completely wins. If he's got it. I think he's going to draw a card with Sphinx's Tutelage. This could be a desperation draw. Still the one Wild Slash in 16. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, yes. Two Revealing Winds, two Encircling Fissures, only one wins. Oh, too bad we don't have the Wild Slash. Oh, he didn't have it. He bluffed it. So we get lucky there. He didn't have the last either draw spell to mill us out earlier, another Treasure Cruise, or the Fog Effect. Barely squeaked by. We'll go on to another match. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.